Hey guys, it's the Items Master and welcome to this brand new The Sims 4 speed build. So today I'm building something very special because I'm building the setting of a very famous TV series, which very many of you will probably know. Nowadays, of course, very many people watch series, and I personally watch some of them every now and then, but I'm not really a true series addict, simply because I don't really make that much time to actually watch series. But every now and then I do watch Suits, and that's like nearly the only series which I really follow. And I must say I really enjoy it, and therefore I thought, I'm going to create the Suits setting, or just the law firm in which Suits is set. In The Sims 4, because of course with City Living, which has come out a couple of months ago, I thought that it would really fit the atmosphere of the city very well. And it's my favorite series, so I thought that would really fit. So in case you don't know what Suits is about, it's about a law firm in New York, like a very fancy law firm. And the main characters are Harvey, Jessica, and Mike. And Mike is like the youngest of them all, and he says he has studied at Harvard, because you must have studied at Harvard in order to work at this specific law firm. And he is actually so smart that he can do like the lawyer things without actually having studied law. And therefore, it's just very funny how he is actually practicing law, but he is not truly a liar. And still he is able to fix very many cases together with Harvey, who's sort of his supervisor. And he's actually a fraud, but he's doing pretty well. And they try to win cases together, just like lawyers do. And it's all set in New York in a very fancy law office. And that's what I'm building right now in an apartment in The Sims 4 City Living in San Myshuno. And if you watch the series, you'll definitely recognize it. I've really done my best to make it look as similar as possible, and I think it worked out pretty fine. And in case you don't watch the series, just enjoy the video anyways, because it's still pretty cool how it is apparently possible to build a law firm in The Sims 4. I never expected that, but it was pretty much possible. This might be a new series on my channel, a series in which I create like the settings or the decors of like famous series. But the problem is that I don't personally really watch that many series, and therefore there aren't very many decors which I can be very passionately about when it comes to creating it. So that is sort of a hard part, because you do really have to watch the series in order to be able to create this. But maybe if you really like the idea, I can also create like film settings or houses which you see in famous films, like I did with the Home Alone house, which I built like a year ago for Christmas. But this is Harvey's office. In case you don't know the series, by the way, just after this video, check it out and maybe rewatch the video, because then you'll sort of understand a little bit better what I say. But I hope, even if you don't watch the series, that you'll enjoy this video. But this is Harvey Specter's office, which you will most likely recognize if you watch the series, because I'm very proud of the way it turned out to look like. It was pretty accurate in my opinion, and I really had to watch back quite well. I didn't watch back like very specific episodes, but I just went through the episodes to see all the parts where I could specifically see parts of like the offices, because that was really necessary, because I didn't know it by heart. But the funny thing is that normally you know what you would recognize the office, but you wouldn't really know what it looks like when it comes to the sort of furniture that's added and stuff. But now I did sort of do some analyzing, and then you just see so many different things and so many small details. And all of a sudden I realized that there were like there was these shelves around the windows, like everywhere in every office. I realized about that, but I hadn't actually noticed that while watching the series. Just so many things. And also I've sort of tried to get the personality of the characters into the rooms. For instance, here you've got the baseball stuff, because Harvey is sort of the cool guy. He's like the man sort of, so he also likes sports. That's sort of a stereotypical thing, of course. And just some very fancy stuff all around here. I'm trying to create like his secretary's room, but I didn't actually continue working on that. I just went on to Jessica's room, who is the name partner of the series, or of the law firm in the series, of course. I will, by the way, try not to spoil anything, because I know that it sucks if you have spoilers, but it is possible that I might spoil some things which I didn't actually know were spoilers, but I think I'll not talk too much about the plot, so you'll not even notice everything. But yeah, Jessica is on the other corner of the building. I really hope that I get like the layout of the office correct, because I never actually get to see like any floor plan of what the actual law firm looks like. So this is what it looked like for me. Normally it is like all around, sort of a round base, but of course we don't have like round walls in The Sims 4, so I wasn't able to create that. But still, I decided to create like the two most important offices at like each corner, which they clearly are in this series as well. And then I also added some of the most important parts, or the most important rooms in the series as well. So for instance, what is it? The secretary of Harvey's secretary area. I've added that as well. The kitchen, which I realized looked sort of, it wasn't really fancy, everything is fancy in this office, and then that wasn't. The elevator area, I decided to add that, and the case where all the files are stored, so I guess just the storage area, and the entrance, I've created all that, and the meeting area, which you just see a lot throughout the series. And I'm very honestly very proud of the way it turned out. I really did my best to get the details right as well. For instance, they always have blue like files or cases for the file, or files for the cases, and I tried to get all the furniture right as well. But I noticed that it changes every now and then as well, so in some episodes it might not actually like fit what I built, but then it does actually fit if you watch another episode. But I'm pretty proud over the way it turned out to look like, and at least satisfied, I guess, and I hope you like it as well. And then here I realized that I wasn't actually able to add the elevators, or just the regular shape of the build in the way that I wanted it to, so I decided to just put it on like a penthouse, because it's much easier and you've got just much more freedom. So and also in this way it's much more easy to download it for you, because otherwise I would have to upload every room separately, and now I've just decided to create a penthouse, so you can still add it on top of this specific penthouse, which you see right here. And then you have the law firm of Suits. So I really like Suits. I'm honestly don't really know why I like it, because if you read it, you might think that it's sort of a boring series, and I can imagine that you think that, because it's about law, and it might, if you compare it to something like Game of Thrones, which I personally do not watch, but which sounds pretty exciting, but which isn't really a series for me, in my opinion. But it's just sort of boring, or it sounds boring, but actually it's just very enjoyable, because they're so like cool, and you really want to study law if you watch this. But it's just a very like unrealistic representation of studying law, or actually like practicing law, in my opinion, or at least I guess, like for only a very, very small percentage of the people who practice law, this is what their life is like. And that's like only the top, like I don't know what percentage, like the top 1% maybe, or even less, because they make like bonuses of a couple of millions, and they've got these fancy offices and fancy dinners and everything. But if you study law, you probably know that it's not very realistic. But I personally don't study law, and I never actually planned on studying law until I watched this. Then I realized, maybe it is fun. But then I also realized that it's maybe not the most realistic representation of what it is like. So I'm probably not gonna study that, but I still can change my decision. So maybe if some law students tell me that this is exactly what law life is like, maybe I will actually change it. But here we are making the lobby area, which with the elevators, everyone who watches the series will recognize that, and just I have added some parts just to make it look better, because you'll recognize aspects, especially the offices, the meeting area, and also this entrance area, but I also add items which aren't actually there, especially in places which are like not shown a lot on the films or on like in the series, I mean. So I decided to just add stuff there to make sure that it looks good nevertheless, because I know that people will download this too who don't actually watch the series, or at least people who will watch this who don't actually watch the series, and for them it should look good as well, even though it might not really look that accurate when it comes to the series itself. But I guess you can understand that. Also, you can download this from the gallery. Look for Origin gallery ID, I mean Dutch Sims Master, so no 4 in the name, so just Dutch Sims Master, and then you can just play suits in your own game. Maybe you can create like Harvey and Mike and everyone, Rachel, who is very good looking, and also Jessica. Just create them all and just put them in your game and start playing suits. But I noticed that a couple of people did it already, and I really got the people like pretty accurately, and I find I'm not going to be able to do that better, so I'm not going to just actually make a video about it. So if you want to put those people in, then you can just download them from the gallery as well, and then just look for hashtag suits, I believe, and then you should be able to find them. So I didn't create them, but some people were very good or did a very good job at creating them. So here I made the secretary area, and then this is the meeting area, or at least this is where they do all the, what is it? Is it the deposition they do over there? I'm not too sure. I actually learned like very many like law terms which I didn't know about through watching this series. I seriously feel like I know what I'm talking about, even though I must say I haven't seen very many episodes lately, so I'm not really into the series at the moment. I have, of course, rewatched several parts because I had to create or wanted to create this, but I don't actually know everything by heart. But the deposition and everything, just I noticed, by the way, that's one disclaimer for those who really like the series and really watch it a lot, that I haven't actually made like the associates area, or no, not associate, just what is his name again? Oh, Louis area, where he's got always like associates, I believe. I haven't made that area because it didn't really fit in when I wanted to create it as an apartment, which I did previously, but then I turned it into a penthouse, and I just realized before recording this that I would have actually been able to fit that in, but I haven't. But if you want to add it, you can of course still do that, but you've got to do it yourself because I've not added it. But I hope you will not mind. Here we've got the kitchen, which really doesn't look that fancy. I mean, I had expected in a fancy law firm like this to have a little bit more of a fancy kitchen as well, but I guess like the name partners and the partners just eat in their own rooms, and then the other like less important people actually have to eat in that kitchen, so they just don't make use of it a lot. And then here I did make like some toilets. I didn't actually look for a scene where you've got toilets in order to make it look accurate, because it's not really necessary, or at least that's what I thought. I do know that Harvey once had a fight with someone, I don't remember who, and that's also good to make sure that there are no spoilers, but he had a fight with someone in the toilet area, and I could have watched that back, but it's a toilet, it doesn't really matter. But further on, please let me know whether you think that this is accurate or not, because I'm personally very proud over the way it turned out to look like, and I think it surprised me how much I was able to get right. But just let me know what you would have done differently if you would created this, and also let me know what you think of this idea in general. Do you watch Suits? Because maybe I've now chosen a series which like no one watches, but I believe it's like a very famous series, so I should be fine with that. But of course, if I'd chosen Game of Thrones, it would have been like a much bigger audience, but I personally don't watch Game of Thrones. Also, let me know what other series I should watch, because often I just hear so many cool concepts of like series with so many cool stories, but I just don't have the time to watch all of them. I simply only watch Suits, and I've started the 100 once, and that's basically it. I believe I've started with Game of Thrones one episode, but that's basically it. So I'm not really like a binge watch series watcher, but yeah, if you don't watch Suits but you do watch like very many series, you should definitely check out Suits, because it's just a very nice relaxed series, and yeah, for some reason I really like it, so maybe you like it as well. It's just very nice to see how fancy they are and everything, or at least that's what I think is the reason that is cool about this series. But here I'm making the storage area, which is sort of accurate, not very, but you can not simply not do everything in The Sims 4. That's just what you've got to accept. But we're at the end of the video already, so please let me know what you think of it. Enjoy the overview, which is coming right after the building part. And then I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Leave a thumbs up if you did actually enjoy it. And then I hope to see you back in another video. Bye bye.